village people and those that want to be. Stop it. I'll give you some news. Dog's driving me nuts. Oh, by the way, beer of the day, coffee.
Coffee.
It's early in the morning here in, we're in Rockport, Texas.
Yeah. Beautiful place. Beautiful place.
Yeah, for those of you that travel by RV and looking for different places to go, we haven't seen all of Rockport, but we've seen quite a bit of it now. We've walked up and down the beaches. Everything here seems to be free. I hate to say that, but really it seems like it's free.
Yeah. The ferry was free.
And open to the public.
Yeah.
The beaches here, they don't allow hotels and condos to build on the beach. They have to be so many hundreds of feet off the beach, so that way the public has total access to the beach, which I think Florida should have done that. Florida's terrible about having beach access. But we've walked the beaches, we've went around, we've seen some things that are totally different than what we've seen before. You won't believe up and down Rockport Beach, there are restrooms. They're humongous. I kid you not, 4 humongous octagon-built buildings that are high in the air because of hurricanes, high tides. And there are picnic tables up there, and I mean, it's just a lot of stuff.
The one actually was, the second story was enclosed, and they had air conditioning. It was the darndest thing, but it's available for events and stuff like that. But like I said, they're for the public. It's unreal. And I said, we kept wondering what that building was.
Okay, the news. Top of the news on this one here is entitled golfers in the villages causing damage to greens. Oh, I've seen that a lot. It's mostly snowbirds. They don't like to hear that, but it's mostly snowbirds. They drive their golf cart on the green. I don't care if they're handicapped or not. If you can't walk a little bit to the, if you can't walk just a little bit up on that green, maybe you shouldn't be golfing. So they're going to come down with some rules on that. All right, we're going to try to get some of this news cut. There's a whole bunch of workers around here this morning getting, it looks like they're doing a lot of yard work.
They're putting in those new oak trees.
Oh, that's right. They're planting something like 30 new oak trees.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Woman in wrong way golf cart arrested on DUI charge at Town Square. That happens a lot. I don't know why. It seems to me that a lot of people that come here, whether they're visiting or moving in or whatever, they seem to think that if you're in a golf cart, you can drink and drive or something. And that's so far from the truth. That if you're drinking and you're operating a golf cart and you're sharing the road with cars, you have to adhere to the law just like a person in a car. You got to stop at stop signs, which all of us are in our neighborhood. There's stop signs everywhere, and half the time we don't stop at them because there's just nothing there.
I always do.
I know, some do. I probably should, but I'll be the first to admit I roll through these stop signs all the time. But at the squares, you just can't drink and drive. Well, you can. Don't get caught. That's what I'm going to tell you. Don't get caught. Because they will arrest you, and they will impound your golf cart, and they will put you in jail.
It is a motor vehicle. It is. And I said, you got to treat it as such. I think the rules of the road are the same, whether you're in a golf cart or a motorcycle or a car. You have to go by the rules, and you're not allowed to drink and drive.
Yeah, the funny part about the law, and this is what might be deceiving to a lot of people, is that in Florida, you only have to be 14 years of old to legally operate a golf cart. That's probably not the smart thing to do unless you're with this child, but legally 14 years old can operate the golf cart. You do not need a Florida or any driver's license to operate that golf cart. But, and here's the big but, if your license gets suspended for any reason, then you are not legally allowed to operate a golf cart, period. They will put you in jail.
Yep.
Villager's son arrested after stealing her vehicle from her home day after funeral. Children living in the villages is getting to be more and more of a problem in my mind.
It is.
You can hate me, call me a child hater if you want. It's a retirement community, for God's sake. Why are kids living here?
And the bigger we get, the more there is.
More it is.
Yeah.
More, and it seems like also with these kids living here, it's certain areas of the villages. You don't hear about it everywhere. It just seems like there's
Yes,
more.
you do.
Well, no, you don't. You don't. Like in Hillsborough, have you heard of a problem of any child living with a parent? No, never heard of any. I've never heard of a problem in Dunedin. I've never heard of a problem in other places, but there's a handful of areas. The historical area is one of them. There's a lot of kids that inherited Grandpa's house, I think, and there's problems up there all the time. I'll read the comments below. Dunkin' Donuts will have a brand new location in the villages. Really?
Yeah. It's going to
Is
be
that
down.
one of the new buildings in Brownwood?
No, it's at Colony. Where they're
Oh.
building that big building. I thought
I
it
haven't
was.
been over Colony.
When I said they're building a big building there next to, in between Bob Evans and the chicken
Is that
place.
it?
Yeah,
That's a big Dunkin' Donuts.
it is. It's big.
Look at the size of that Dunkin' Donuts right there. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see it.
So I didn't think that's what it was going to be, but yeah.
Apparently it's going to be over at Colony. Of course, I'm not real impressed with Dunkin' Donuts anyway. They're not the Dunkin' Donuts I remember.
Well, you never know. That might be as big as it is, but I think they just got bigger seating areas because there's so many of us.
I am so tired of going to these so-called donut shops and going in and have a selection of 8 different donuts. That's it. That's all they got. 8 different donuts, and which ones do you want? And if they're sold out of one, you don't get that one either.
They don't bake all day.
When I was in Anderson, Indiana, there was a Dunkin' Donuts on Broadway Street, and the old duffers that watch this that used to live in Anderson, you know what I'm talking about. That donut shop was open 24 hours a day. It was like a factory back there. And they made donuts all the time.
They did.
Every cop in town, and I'm not making puns, but it's a fact. Every cop in town that was on duty late in the day, like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's where they all went and got coffee and donuts. And when you went in there, you had a choice of, at any given point, 50 different donuts,
Yeah.
all lined up. Everything from a karma roll, which is what I'm looking for, but nobody seems to make anymore, and just anything you can imagine. That's what I'm used to at Dunkin' Donuts.
And then they bake all night long.
All
and
night
that doesn't happen anymore. They bring them in, and when they run out, that's it.
And the donuts you get at Walmart and at the gas stations, that's all boxed up for you, those are day-old donuts right off the get-go. I wouldn't buy any of that stuff.
Do you know that for a fact?
Everyone I've ever been to, the donuts taste like crap. They come out, they're chewy, they're hard, the crust on it gets, you know what I mean, crusty, and I just don't like it.
You're kind of picky.
I am picky.
But yeah, I'd be glad to see that Dunkin' Donuts because you
According
do
to
get
this, it says
choices.
the newest location will be opening in a building that is under construction between Bob Evans and the PDQ.
That's the chicken place.
Oh, PDQ restaurant on County Road 466A in the Villages. Okay. I can get my golf cart there.
Yeah. Oh, and I've heard that the new Wolfgang Puck's is open, and they. I've heard they have good food and at reasonable prices. We're not there, so we haven't had first-hand notice. That's on Deb and I's list as soon as I get back. But like I said, from what I've heard from other people, and they are people that eat out a lot, they say that the food is good and the prices are reasonable. So I can't wait to go check it out myself. The hotel will be open the 15th. They have people coming in the 15th. I'm curious as to whether they sold out or how many they actually got for the first week. That'd be kind of cool to find out.
The Villages Regional Hospital, UF Health, the Villages Hospital freestanding ER, the first full-service emergency department in the Wildwood area is now open. And I assume that's the one across from Brownwood.
Yes, and I heard good things about that too. The hospital emergency room still has some problems, but I've heard really good things about the freestanding one across from Brownwood on 44. People are saying they've been taken care of right away, or within a reasonable amount of time, and that they're getting good care, and that's good to know. It really is.
What do we got here? It says Wolfgang Puck's restaurant in the low building on the left. Linda sent me pictures.
Thank you, Linda.
I'm trying to figure out where it is. I don't know much about. I should know this, but I don't go over there. Where is it? Is that it?
I think
okay.
so.
Can you guys see this? Why am I asking you? You guys can't answer me. Right there. See that little square building right there? This is the hospital. This little building right here is Wolfgang Puck's.
And then on the other side is the hotel.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, just because it's connected to the hospital doesn't mean it's for hospital patients only. It's open to the public. Everything around here is open to the public. So for a while, Wolfgang Puck's is probably going to be really, really busy. People in the villages are so bored with life that anytime a new restaurant opens up, they all have to show up at the same time, and then they complain about the wait time.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is just be a good addition. It's an add too, so.
I will be reading the comments below.
Like I said, Deb and I, we'll check it out. We'll get some pictures of the food and hopefully let you know how it is. Like I said, we don't get too picky. We don't actually do a review. We just show you what it looks like and tell you how much it costs, and if we like it.
Yeah, they like everything. Have you seen any forks down yet? That's my question. These people are supposed to be giving a review of restaurants, good and the bad. Have you seen a bad? I haven't.
You won't, because we don't put them on tape if we don't like them.
Well, that's stupid.
It's not a review. We're just showing you what we eat.
If you go to a restaurant and it's bad and you didn't like it, you're telling me that you wouldn't show that video.
I do not advertise for them. I will not put it on a video because that's advertising.
But telling it's good is not advertising?
You know, good or bad is kind of it's kind of one of those things where you like something but I don't. That doesn't mean it's bad.
Oil, water, oil, water.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it's bad. That's just because I don't like it. Now, if you're talking service, that's something we can all agree on. We don't want bad service.
Lauren and Debbie, can you please send me the phone number for your yard care folks? Yeah, I can do that. You sent me your phone number too.
Oh, okay.
I'll either text you the phone number, because Sue will have to tell me the number. I've got it, but I forget her name. Or I'll call and give it to you, one or the other. Tom Quirette sent me a message.
That's what I was trying to tell you about a while ago.
I got that taken care of, Tom. Yeah, he sent me a thing. I forgot. Yeah, okay. He sent me a thing. He moved up to the Patreon level, so he's taken care of. What's this here? More Linda stuff.
Oh my God.
2 photos from Villages Grown Airstream at Lob Lolly Golf Parking this morning. Oh.
Yeah, they still use the Airstream. They go to different places. There was a schedule in the paper of where they were going to have the Airstream.
And this is full of food, right?
Right. That's the Villages Grown. It's hydroponic.
Yeah, let me show you a picture of it so she'll know what she's talking about.
All organic.
See if I can get it there. Can you see it? Yeah, there it is. That's the Villages Grown right there. It's a Airstream trailer, and they set it up inside like a small grocery store. Mm-hmm. And everything that's grown in the organic area, hydroponic thing there, they're taking this trailer around, giving people a chance to buy it.
They also have stuff from locally grown farmers. They have honey, and I think they had certain kinds of coffee that was brought in, but
cut. We got a visitor here. Thanks. Anyway, It's all hydroponic. One of my videos when we left down there in the car, I tried to get some video of the growing area, and it's a lot bigger than what it was the first time I saw it. Yeah. I can see it's going to be a big deal.
And I have a video of the Airstream, the inside of the Airstream, show you what they do have in there. And I said they do have the store open in Brownwood now, if you want to go down and check out the vegetables there.
Where's the store at?
It's in Brownwood. It's down by the jewelry store.
The jewelry store?
The jewelry store, yeah. There's
must be one jewelry store in Brownwood, so that's where it is.
Well, yeah, you're right. There is more than one. I'm sorry. You go City Fire, and then I think it's the jewelry store, and then I think there's a golf store, and then I think the Village's Grown is next to that. And not a huge place, but plus you can check out their vegetables. I don't know if they got their own yet because they were still a couple weeks away from having their own stuff, but they were getting it from somebody that helps them out, and that's what they had on the truck at the time. But it should be open now and have everything that you need in there.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. I believe that they're going to supply all the vegetables. Do they grow fruits?
I don't know.
I don't either. But many things as I've seen in there, they're going to have a lot, and they're going to probably supply most of the restaurants in all of the villages, and maybe even a little bit outside the villages, plus the residents that live in the villages.
Yeah. Now I've heard that the prices may be a little higher than what they are in the store, but you know, if you buy organic at the store, you're going to pay high prices for it too. So
I just hope they learn how to grow a tomato.
if it's not grown in dirt, you're not going to like it.
It's hydroponics down here, and you know, I'll be the first to say that there's nothing wrong with the tomatoes they have here. They're fine, you know, but they just don't have the flavor that they do up north when they grow them in dirt. And it's one of the things that I miss down here. There's a lot of things that, if you're in the north, there's going to be a lot of things you're going to miss when you come down here that you maybe don't even think about. You're going to miss the fresh vegetables grown in your area because they're not going to taste the same down here. And even though you think everything's trucked in, it's not. Like sweet corn from Indiana in Florida, maybe, but by the time we get it, it's no good, really. Now, they do grow sweet corn in Florida, and if you get the first picking, it's really good. Nothing wrong with it at all. And we have gotten sweet corn at the grocery store that came out really good. And we've also gotten that at the grocery store that should have been ground up and put in the cow's feed because it wasn't worth a darn. But the tomatoes, I've never had a good tomato. I've had tomatoes that taste better than other tomatoes. Yeah.
And there is a lady at the Brownwood Farmers Market that she has some tomatoes that are grown on the bottoms, is what she calls it. And that's basically mud, I think is what she's talking about. And they're pretty good. And they kind of got they don't have an acidy taste like the ones grown up north, but they do have a good taste to it, better than what grown in sand tastes like.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious as to what the hydroponic tomatoes taste like because I've never really had any yet.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll get them, we'll try them, and we'll let you guys know what we think of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's enough news I think for right now. Things going on around the villages, we're not there. So as long as I'm not there, you know, things are probably a little messed up. I'll get back, I'll straighten everything out for everybody.
Enjoy the quiet, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be back at the end of the month.
This time of year, I think the softball leagues are probably going on.
Yes.
And you know,
Polo has started, I believe.
Polo started.
Yeah.
The pickleball matches.
Yeah.
Usually in the wintertime they have pickleball matches like Ohio versus Indiana kind of thing.
Yeah. And then the population's probably thinning out a little.
Starting.
Yeah, and so hopefully the traffic will be a little better in another couple weeks.
Yeah.
By the time we get home.
Yeah, and my cousin told me this trailer park that I'm at, he said 90% of people in here are, they call them Texas something. They don't call them snowbirds here. They call them winter Texans.
Winter Texans.
Winter Texans here. He said 90% of these people April 1st will be leaving. I'm thinking, oh great, that's when I'm leaving. So I'll be in the traffic jam getting out of here.
Yeah, and we're going to a goodbye party for the birds.
Oh yeah, we're going to do a goodbye party here for people
Friday.
I don't even know.
Friday, and hopefully we'll maybe get a little footage of that. They're going to have a big bonfire and food. You know how we are about food, and it should be kind of interesting.
We did. I will say, going up the East Coast like we did this last trip, all the way up to Hershey, Pennsylvania, we didn't really run into that much good food. We had food that was okay, some better than others, but nothing that I would say, wow, if you're up here, you got to try this place. We didn't really run into that. Here, so far, we run into at least one that I can think of, that buffet place. What was it called?
Butter Churn.
Butter Churn. Yeah. Boy, it's a buffet place. I'm not big on buffets. I'm not. But this buffet, the way it was designed, the way it's set up, There ain't no kids going to go up there and stick their fingers in the mashed potatoes. It ain't going to happen. And the food was fresh cooked, real mashed potatoes, all that kind of fried chicken.
Home cooking, very
oh my
good,
God, the food and the corn. They didn't come out here and dump new corn in with the old corn. They took the old corn out and got rid of it and put a whole brand new thing of sweet corn in there. And when I say sweet corn, it tasted like somebody took a knife and cut it off the cob. I mean, that's really the way it tasted to me.
Yeah.
But man, the food was good. I had either 6 or 8 chicken wings. I almost felt guilty.
We ate way too much, but you do that. That's why you don't go to the buffets very much, because you tend to eat too much. But it was really good.
I asked my doctor one time what would be a good diet for me to be on to drop a few pounds, and he told me, he said, best thing I can tell you, never eat at a buffet. He said, because you overeat to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
And he's right. So that's why I don't go to buffets much, hardly at all.
Yeah.
And already on this trip, I feel like I've lost, and I don't really know this for facts, but the last time we took a trip, I came home, I got all the way down to 235, I think. And when I went to the doctor, all my chemical crap, whatever it is they do when they do blood work for your cholesterol check and all that
your
stuff.
Blood pressure, your cholesterol, your sugar.
Everything was well in normal ranges, which is never for me, and it was. And I said, all that from losing a little bit of weight. So I got a feeling I may lose this time a little bit.
I don't think so. Sitting still, I think we've ate more than what we normally do.
We walked up and down the beach, walked a mile. I don't generally do that much walking. I haven't been eating a lot here, mainly because I just haven't really felt 100% to eat a lot, except at the buffet guy. I eat a lot there. I did.
Yeah, and there's a really good seafood restaurant downtown.
And there was a little girl there. She was about 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, Eliza.
Hi,
Eliza.
I forgot her name already. Anyway, she kept me entertained, so I ate quite a bit while I was sitting there talking to her. But anyway, we've had some good food. We had a hamburger at some restaurant out here. I don't know what it was, but the hamburger was really, really good. And our friends over there told us that it was probably some of the best hamburger here, and it was good.
Benchwarmers is the name of it, and it was unusual because they had a full burger menu, burger and fries and that kind of thing, and then they had a full Chinese menu. Which
don't order Chinese if it sells burgers.
It sold both though, because it was very, very good, and it was just unusual. I've never seen that combination before.
I think Ron said that the person that had that restaurant was from Vietnam or China, something like that. They immigrated over here. It might have been there's a lot of Vietnamese here, and they live down by the shore. They rent houses there, I think, maybe, or they live on the boats. They come here during the oyster harvest season.
Shrimp, oyster season, yeah.
Yeah, the shrimp season ain't started yet, but the oysters have. As a matter of fact, they just got done having an oyster festival here.
Yeah.
And when we took a tour around, we went by one of the factories, and there's a mountain of oyster shells outside their factory.
Yeah, they had bags and bags and bags. It was interesting. We didn't take pictures, but we probably should have. We found some interesting things to do here, and we're still looking for other things. But
yeah, and for those of you on the Villages channel that like to take little trips here and there, we're not full time. My RV channel will never be about full time. It just shows you how we do things. Out for a month and go home, and maybe home for a month or two, and then out for a month, then go home, and show you some of the things we have to go through. That's different than a full timer. For example, a full timer, he lives in it. He don't have the problem with the tires getting a flat spot in him because he's always moving in it. And the second thing is, he don't have really the problem with maintenance and all that kind of stuff that much, because as he's living in it, he's keeping up with all that maintenance. Little thing goes bad, he fixes it, you know. Well, a part-timer like me, my camper might sit somewhere for 2 months and never go anywhere, just like this trip. First thing that happened when we went over to get the camper was our house batteries were dead. So I had to get that taken care of, you know. So yeah, just our way of doing things will be different. But over here at Rockport, prices are all over the place for renting a spot. But I have never been in a small area like this that had so many RV parks. You can Google it. There's, I think, over 70 RV parks.
And this
just
is not
in
a
this
big
area.
town.
No,
it's
they're
a fishing
everywhere.
village, and it's unreal how many there is. But a lot of people winter here.
Well, since the hurricane, though, we figured out what happened is a lot of people are still working on their homes, getting them fixed back up.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, they bought a cheap trailer and they moved it to an RV park, and they're living in that trailer while they're working on their house and trying to make a living.
Yeah.
So
None of these are cheap trailers.
no, they're really not. I mean,
I don't know why you would
we
say
looked at
that.
a fifth wheel lady's got for sale over here, and she wanted $52,000 for it. It's probably worth it. It's
Yeah,
got
it's
4
beautiful.
slides. It's 40 feet long. It's a big.
Got an outdoor grill and outdoor kitchen, and actually bar and kitchen, and yeah, it will be a nice home for somebody.
Yeah, 90% of all of the RVs in this park is fifth wheels, because I think the fifth wheel people here are fifth wheel people.
Oh, you got a new group to make fun of.
Yeah. I'll be reading the comments below. They park them here and just leave them here full time. So I think that's why we see a lot of the fifth wheels.
Yeah.
They don't generally move. And you can tell when you look at their landscaping around them, they have flowers planted everywhere. They got outside seating areas. They got fire pits. They got lights hanging in trees.
Yeah, just like just like at home. So
Yeah.
they're full time and they treat this like their home. And I think probably the people that own this park probably like that, because that lets some of the work
Well,
that they have to do.
it's guaranteed income.
Well,
These people are here full time. That's 12 months a year income. I don't have to worry about somebody coming in for a day and then leave.
but if they're taking care of their yard, they don't have to. So that's kind of nice.
I don't think Ron mows grass.
Well, other than
No,
that,
they have to
yeah.
mow grass, and I don't know how grass grows here. I've been here for over a week, and I haven't seen mow grass one time.
I've seen them water it a lot.
Yeah, they're watering grass that got killed out, but I don't know how fast grass grows here. I don't even know what kind of grass it is. But anyway, it's a nice, quiet area. We haven't any problem. Let me turn this around. You get a little look-see. Anyway, turn it around here. See, this microphone ain't going to hear me real well.
Yeah.
You can see if I turn this in. You can see how, like that one right there, how they got an outside seating area, got lights up in the trees. He's got his flag. He's got all kinds of yard decorations. That one stays there full time. That one there, it stays there full time. But that person there, I think he stays here like 3 or 4 months a year, and then he goes home to Minnesota or someplace.
Yeah, and that one there that's got the shed.
This one's full time. Okay. You look like a midget.
I am.
Are you sitting up?
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah. Maybe I need to lean back like this. Yeah, I'm afraid they won't be able to hear me because of the wind noise.
I just don't want to see this awful hair.
So, anyway, we're going to get out of here. I think that's enough news, enough babbling. I got to go edit this thing together and get it up for Friday. So, sorry about the Villages videos. We're not going to be able to do them for a while, so we're trying to fill it in by giving you a little bit longer news, a little bit more babble.
And go check out our archives. We've got a lot of good stuff
Yeah,
on
there's
there.
a lot of stuff in the archives.
Yeah.
Go down there and check it out. You'll see a lot of things. If your guy ain't questions, send them. I'll try to answer them on Wednesday's Q&A the best I can.
Yeah.
But a lot of the questions that I get have been answered 2 or 3 times in other videos. And so go to the Q&A file and go down there. And I try to label them, the Q&A things, to kind of give you an idea of what might be there. But not always. So anyway, go down and check the Q&A. And if you're not subscribed yet to our RV channel, it's in the description box below. All you do is click on it, hit the subscribe button. We recently just went over 1,000 subscribers, and I got a letter yesterday, I think it was, from YouTube, that I have now been accepted into the YouTube partnership program. And so we will be able to do things on that channel that we do here that I have not been able to do there, such as live stream.
That's right. We'll be able to go live, and
So
that's cool.
Yeah, so I intend to do that here. I'm going to do it once or maybe twice. I thought about doing a live stream here because we're not going to be doing Wednesday Night Live here. I don't have all my studio equipment here, and I don't want to drag. We got no room in there. So
I needed room for my shoes.
yeah. So we got to get back so we can do a Wednesday Night Live, because I've gotten a lot of positive comments about Wednesday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's not real professional. I know there's glitches in it. I know I can improve things, and I'll improve them as time goes on. But it's fun, and
Yeah.
everybody seems to have a good time with it.
We enjoy it, and we heard that you all enjoy it too, and so we'd like to continue doing it. It just
Yeah.
we have to wait till we get back because somebody forgot some of the parts, so we can't do it here.
Also, let me say, because I think Melody Lane watches this and Linda watches this,
Guys.
that we may have a special guest in April, a surprise guest. I've been in contact with somebody, and they said we'll see if we can work it out for April. No promises yet, but there could be a special guest. And let me just remind everybody, if you have a special video that you think is funny, or that you would like for me to maybe show on Wednesday Night Live, I'm going to start giving away free gifts for the best monthly video that people send me. Send me a link to your video, and I'll look at them, I'll edit them if I have to, and if I choose your video as being the best video of the month, you'll receive something. I don't know what. Just whatever I can afford to go buy for you and give it away.
And you people down in the Finney area, yeah, send us stuff too, because you know we don't get down there a lot, but we still love you. You're still villagers.
They are?
They are. I mean, you know, they want to. People want to make it sound like they're an island down there.
They are.
But you're all still part of the villages.
They're really
and,
not. They don't even have a bridge. Oh, by the way, here's a surprise for you. Just a thought. They're talking about getting all the bridges connected for connectivity and everything. And I just heard, this has probably been going on for a long while, but I just heard that the bridge going across the toll road down there may take longer than they thought, because now the state is thinking about widening the toll road, and so they can't put the bridge over it until the toll road gets done, widened. This could be fun.
Just a rumor.
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor,
That
but
I'm
it's a
starting.
possibility.
See you guys on the other side.